Hello, welcome to Chloe the Chiweenie. Today I'm going to be talking to you about things that our dogs don't like us to do. And it's called What Your Dog Wants You to Know. We love our pups so much, and we hate the idea that we could be doing something that they dislike or that makes them feel uncomfortable, sad, or scared. And they love us so much in return that sometimes they don't make it obvious that these are things we don't like. They don't like. The first one is hugging. Some dogs feel very uncomfortable being restrained, and so sometimes actually giving a dog a hug can make them very uncomfortable. We can still be affectionate without actually being that close and having them feel trapped or restrained. Excuse me. The next one is dogs dislike commands with too many words. We talk to our dogs, at least I do. I talk to Chloe all the time. So when it comes to a command, it needs to be a one word command, something that she knows is a command and not just casual conversation. The next is conflicting body language. Sometimes we say one thing but our body language says something else, and that confuses dogs. So instead of standing still when giving a command, use hand signals that correspond with the command to make the training easier. And please, no yelling. Dogs don't understand it. They don't know what you're yelling about, and it doesn't do any good because they're not capable of understanding to change their behavior. So please don't yell at your dog. Next one is lack of structure. This can happen. Looks like this pooch got into the trash can. They need structure, they need routines, they need to know when they're going to be eating their meals, when they go to the bathroom, when they get to have playtime, things like that. So try to keep them on a pretty good schedule. Tight routine makes them feel much more comfortable. Most dogs don't like you touching their feet. I know Chloe doesn't. I've had her since she was 5 weeks old. I used to trim her nails when she was a puppy. I never cut her or hurt her or anything like that. But for some reason now, she just will not let me get near those toenails. So I have to take her to a groomer to have them trimmed. The next one is dogs don't like their face being touched. Some dogs do. Chloe loves to have her face stroked and petted, but some don't. So sometimes it's better to do maybe the neck or lower neck or shoulders or chest. Will comfort them without actually touching their face. Next up is unwelcome eye contact. Isn't this boy cute? I think it's a boy. Um, some dogs don't like you to stare them down, makes them very uncomfortable. Other dogs don't mind it at all. Chloe doesn't mind it. Next up, not letting them sniff their surroundings. That's one thing we have to remember about our fur babies. Our dogs are animals, and it is their natural instinct to sniff, especially when they're in new surroundings, especially when they're around new people or other animals. Up next is keeping them on a tight leash. Some dogs you have to do that, but most dogs want to have a little freedom, be able to roam a little ways away from their master and enjoy the walk. This is a beautiful dog here, and he does have them on a tight leash. Next up, dressing them up in costumes. This dog, if she could talk, she would say, please, no crowns, and no pictures either, I'm sure. Some dogs love to dress up in clothes and little costumes and run around. Chloe does not. We bought her the thunder vest because she doesn't like the thunderstorms, and we thought that would help, but it was more of a hassle to put it on her than it did any good during the storm. So Some like it, some don't. You just have to find out what your dog's preference is. Next up is forcing them into scary situations. This poor dog looks like it's scared to death to go into that room. Sometimes we expect our dogs to act like people and to be willing to go into new situations and to greet people and get along with other people and other dogs in a way that we expect them to behave, but they are animals and sometimes they are fearful. Next up, dogs don't like strong smells. Most of the time, they'll shy away from, like this one, flowers, people with heavy perfumes, chemical sprays, smells, things like that. Next up, dogs don't like to see us in a bad mood. Chloe is my emotional support dog, my companion dog. She does not like to see me upset. She will give me extra love and extra cuddles and kisses when I'm not having a good day. And she always makes me feel better. They also don't like it when you leave them alone too much. They miss us when we're gone. This poor guy right here looks just absolutely miserable, and he is waiting for his master to come home. The next thing is don't tease your dog. Don't do these challenges where they have to wait to get the treat. All that does is tease them and can make them be even more aggressive. So if you want to give them a treat, give them a treat. If you don't want to give them one, don't even show it to them. Just wait until you're really ready to give it to them. And lastly, they don't like to be surrendered to shelters. I do want to encourage everyone to have your pets spayed and neutered. And also, if you're looking for a new pet, consider adopting from a shelter. There are some really good dogs that are just misunderstood, sometimes wind up in a shelter. Most rescues are wonderful dogs that make great pets. So just consider that when you're in the market for a puppy or a dog. Check the shelters in your area first before you purchase one. Be careful buying a puppy from a puppy mill or from a breeder who breeds a lot of puppies. Please be careful. And as always, we want you to love your pets. Chloe says, love all you can in all the time that you have. And as usual, we're going to say, be blessed and have a wonderful day. Bye now.